It's Malcom Ryder. I've lived in Ancoats for 25 years. Over the last few years we've had development coming in the area, and regards that, Ancoats Hospital was subject to a demolition order. We found out about this, and a man called Mike Duff, who's an author and poet, felt strongly about this because he knows a lot of history about Ancoats Hospital. So he asked me to come along one day to form some sort of vigil, or to stand outside to say we're not happy, or the area's not happy about the demolition. So Mike Duff introduced me to a few other people, and then for the next 6 to 8 months we used to stand outside, petition about it, get signatures. We actually arranged to go around the areas to get the consensus how they felt about it, and it come to a decision that Ancoats area wasn't very happy about the demolition. So that's when the vigil was actually set up. And a lot of people in the area actually supported it. They donated little things that they could donate, cash. They come with sandwiches to keep us going. And we went through a bad winter. It was snowing. It was a really bad time. But people of Ancoats, they're like that. They'll stand together, especially if something like Ancoats Dispensary is going to be demolished, for the fact that it served this community for hundreds of years. It was actually built around the mills of Ancoats, which, if anyone was injured in the mills, they used to be treated at Ancoats Dispensary. Well, it's Ancoats and Hardwick Dispensary, so it did provide for a lot of people in a lot of areas. It was the main one for this area. And it's, if you know Ancoats yourself, it is full and steeped in history. They took enough mills, they took enough through a compulsory purchase order, shops, community spaces, even churches, places where people in the community actually go and see. But now they're seeing the Ancoats Hospital being demolished. This is why we stand strong. I mean, it's in the background, as you can see, and right behind us a lot of development. Now that development's not the people of Ancoats, that's for people who have got money. Now in the background you can actually see Ancoats Hospital scaffolding. It did have a roof on it, it did have a tower, but people saw over the years them demolishing it. Not through it being unsafe, they were demolishing it because they did not want that hospital there. They wanted that land for development. And that's why Ancoats Hospital is still standing there now, for the likes of Mike Duff and the people of Ancoats to stand strong, to put a vigil together. And as far as I'm concerned, it's still there and it'll stay there. We need someone now like English Heritage to go, yeah. I mean, they develop around the areas, Heritage in Rochdale and other areas, but they're not doing this hospital. And this is the heart of Ancoats. Ask anyone. They've had relatives, they've had everything in that hospital, they've suffered every illness and they've been cured. They've most probably died in there. We've had expressions of people being amputated in there like it was some joke now, but in them days it must have been horrific, especially with all the injuries that used to happen with the mills, especially with the young ones underneath the looms. This hospital, if you look at the stats and all the stats of Ancoats Hospital, it was all the people from the mills of Ancoats. They were treated here. That's why I'm here now, to stand and say save Ancoats Hospital, and there's nothing more I can say about it, i.e. keep it going. My name's Malcom Ryder. I've lived in Ancoats for 25 years, and recently the area has been subject to what they call a compulsory purchase order, which includes a notice through the door say that you've got to leave your property because they're demolishing them, because they're deemed to be unsafe. So everybody has to accept that, and when 400 houses actually go in the area, the other things go, i.e. shops, youth clubs, community spaces, meeting places, you know, mills, everything's being actually destroyed in a sense. Now, I've done a little thing about Ancoats Dispensary, and I'd like to put that sort of forward for the community space. If it was saved, an English Heritage or anyone can come in and help to save Ancoats and Hardwick Dispensary, that'd be great, because for the fact that everything's been taken out of our community, there must be at least 1,200–1,300 people dispelled in the area where they've lost the house through the compulsory purchase order, and they've had to move to other areas for redevelopment. Now, they've not replaced anything in the area of Ancoats with regards to new housing, social housing for the people of the community. All they've done is lawned them and put lampposts up and planted new trees. They've not replaced any of the community centres, they've not replaced any of the shops. They're still now for development for flats and apartments. Now, like I always said about Ancoats, we're trying to save Ancoats dispensary, which is, if we can save it, it's not going to be demolished. But at the moment, that space there could be used as a community centre, it could be a meeting place, it could be an art studio. There's people willing to come in once it's been developed to create that sort of people, to bring community together in there, whether it's a meeting on a Saturday morning for the people, the elders of the area, or whether it's a youth club or a disco or anything, just to keep the kids off the streets, because they've got nothing in the area. They've got a few playgrounds, but 15 and 16 year olds don't want to sit in the playground all night. They want somewhere to go.